So we're at a camp pull-off type of rest area type above Marysville, I think above Marysville, but on the Marysville Road anyway. Taki's found a big stick. We're in the big trees, not the real big trees, but the pretty big trees near a dam. I should have looked at the name of this place, and I didn't. I just pulled in real quick, and we jumped out real quick because Taki's not riding too well. She doesn't like driving for an hour. That's not her thing at all. So, but that's all right because I wanted to do just this. You know, stop when we feel like stopping, play for a while. You got a big stick, Taki. Hey, you got a pretty big stick there, girl. What are you gonna do with all that stick? Yeah, play when we can, and you know, really not just drive through areas. And that's, you know, my temptation is when I get on the road is let's drive. Yeah, I've got to make Downiesville. You know, that's where we're heading. So we're between Yuba City and Downiesville on the, I want to say the 49, or we're heading to connect to the 49. Yeah, I think we're heading to connect to the 49. We're on Marysville Road, trying to connect to the 49. That's where we are. So there's campgrounds around here. There's a marina down there. You can see one little boat there on the water. There's a whole bunch of boats down there. You just can't see them because of all the huge trees and all these guys keeping but there's a whole, that's Emerald Bay Marina. That sign I remember. Emerald Bay Marina down there. Where this dam is. I don't know the name of the dam. It's, like I said, it's on Marysville Road, between Marysville and Downiesville. But Downiesville is quite a ways away. That's not where the next stop is, but kind of, yeah. So we're heading that way. We're going up to Graygle. They get the word should be Gray Eagle, but they've smashed it all together with no Y, and it looks like Graygle. I heard it's a really cool place, lots of hiking, all that kind of stuff. Of course, we're not going to be doing anything of that nature because I have to be back to work tomorrow at 9. So this is just a scope out this places thing and have some fun today. She's having some fun today. Where are you? There you are. There you are. Oops, I forgot that it was still zoomed in. There we go. Doesn't need to be zoomed in. She's got a big stick. Taki's got a big stick. Oh, look at that face of determination. I'm going to take this stick down one bite at a time. You done with that stick and we go on? You want to go that way? 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 Walk? Come on, let's walk. Come on, let's walk. Whoa! Let's take a walk on the trail. Let's go on the trail. Let's go on the trail. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. I always love that she's up to redirection. You know, sun's coming out, peeking out a little there. It was sunny up until we stopped, and then it got really gray, and I was like, ooh. So this seems like a cool little place. I will say that the bathrooms are the darkest pits I've ever seen. It's not a very inviting bathroom, I'll tell you that much. Even though it looks cute from the outside, it's very dark inside and looks like it's very old and worn and used, and pit toilet, of course. I don't know why we haven't switched over to composting toilets at all these places, but they're all pit toilets everywhere. So yeah, California, the California adventure continues. Seeing what we can get into. More sticks. More sticks. She got another stick. Taki's got another stick. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She's got to take it with her. This one's going with you, huh? Oh, she got smelling something. So we had a walk earlier today, and it was on the levee, right after that video that I posted that said we were driving on a levee. We stopped in the next little town, which I thought was Grindle on 99, but it was not. It was Calusa on the 45, I think it was. So I was like a whole highway west of where I thought I was, which is fine. It was that's how we came out after we get out of that campground where all the hunters and the Gray Lodge Wildlife Refuge was. And So we stopped there in Colusa and stopped at the VFW and parked there right beside the bridge, which I think it was the Sacramento River that we were seeing all the time. The Feather River goes through Marysville or in Yuba City, but the one we were seeing, and I think Sacramento does too. The one we were seeing was the Sacramento, and we walked up a little path by the VFW and got into the onto the levee. Look, it's a rhododendron. Yes, I love rhododendrons. Rhododendrons. I don't know what that big furry, feathery thing is. Hope it's native. I would imagine it, if it wasn't, they'd be pulling it. Oh, the sun's come out. So nice when the sun comes out. So anyway, we walked on the levee, and we probably went, I mean, it took us an hour, so at least a mile, out and back, maybe a mile and a half. So here we are, the schoolhouse campground. I guess you can walk to it, 3.5 miles, and the dark day picnic area, 5.5 miles. I assume those are miles. They don't have a designation of what they are, but we're not going anywhere near either one of those. So we walked on the levee, and it went along the river. Taki, you pull and stop. And I kept her close because it looked like they had sprayed the bank, the top of the bank, where the grass was encroaching. It was all dead, like it had been sprayed with some sort of top killer, some sort of pest, herbicide. Come. Some sort of herbicide that would kill back the weeds and they wouldn't have to mow them, the grass. So, because that was all dead right at the edge on the top of the levee, and then it was nice and green and blah, 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 and down below it. She's been eating a lot of grass, and I'm not really sure why, except my suspicion is she ate part of my glove yesterday. So I think she's having a hard time digesting it. So at any rate, she's trying to eat a bunch of grass, and I was afraid she was going to get the pesticide grass, so I kept pulling her back, and then I made her, Taki, stop pulling. So then I made her walk right beside me. And for the whole walk, I had to. And it was frustrating for her, and it was frustrating for me. And then towards the end of it, as we're walking back, I'm trying to give you both. I'm trying to give you a view of the trail and the view of Taki pulling me. Taki, stop pulling. Stop pulling, girl. Stop pulling. Stop pulling. Come on. We walk faster if you don't pull, because I won't stop. But if you keep pulling, I stop, remember? We saw 3 dogs. The first one was a huge, I think, Rhodesian Ridgeback. It was running really fast towards a house. And it didn't see us, thank God, because we were up on the levee and it was down in the farmland around the house with the farm. And it was just huge. And luckily, Taki did not bark. And I said to her, don't you dare bark. Taki, stop, because it was loose and there was no human around. So then I got a little frightened. Taki, come, stop pulling. And so we kept walking, so I kept her close for that reason. And then up over on the other bank, by the river, pop out 2 big dogs. One was a big husky and one was a big German shepherd. And I don't know if maybe all 3 of them were together at one point and they're running loose and what. But the husky eyed us. The German shepherd saw us, and I yelled a couple times, loose dogs, come get your dogs. Didn't know if somebody was down by the riverbank fishing or whatever. The German shepherd turned and ran back towards the bank, towards the riverbank. And like I said, we're up on the levee, up top, up high. But the husky stood its ground and just kept looking at me. And again, luckily, at that time, I don't think Taki saw the 2. She saw the Ridgeback, and she was smart enough not to bark at it, but she kept pulling towards it and hackling at it. Her hackles got up. But she didn't see the 2 others. I don't think she knew. I guess she didn't know what the heck I was yelling, loose dogs. But at any rate, it frightened me. It's like, okay, here we are. At that point we were halfway back, so half a mile from any civilization, any cars, anything. Taki, it was all farmland, widely dispersed farmhouses. There was some industrial buildings. One looked like maybe a fertilizer factory, defunct. Nothing, looked. I'd seen like a security person walking around it when we first walked out there, but he came and went. He came in a vehicle and left. And then there was like an old abandoned, like maybe a machine shop and stuff for farm buildings with tin roofs. And that was it. And it really, and I also kept looking back and make sure the Ridgeback wasn't heading our way. And it really did. It just kind of shook me up. I took her down. She didn't see them, luckily, the second two. And I took her down the bank because I think she would have barked at those second two. I took her down the other bank towards the old abandoned tin mechanic shop or whatever it was, farm shop kind of thing. And, oh, look at that. Sorry. That is a massive tree. And alive at the top, but not down there. All those are dying off, all those limbs. So I don't know if that guy will survive another few years. But that guy's massive. It really is huge. There's a boat way down there. The sun's coming out nicely now. So anyway, I took her down to that machine shop. We were climbing through brambles. She didn't know what I was doing. She was excited because I was taking her off the top of the levee, which was just gravel that she'd been walking on before. So she tried to get a few bites of grass in on the way, and I was getting, I was frightened and angry and pulling her close and, not stopping and pulling her, just pulling her, and do it through my teeth saying, come on, we gotta go, that kind of thing. And she had no idea what the heck I was being so wacky about. So then I walked along for probably 100 yards on that, maybe longer, maybe 200 yards, on that side of the berm, and they were on the other side of the levee. And then when I deemed it safe, they didn't poke their heads up. The husky was very curious. The husky wanted to come our way. I don't know if when we disappeared, it just went back to what it was doing with the German Shepherd or what. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that. That ridge with the trees, tall trees. So we were able to come back up on the levee. By that time, we were within a couple hundred feet a couple hundred yards of the VFW parking lot and the truck again in safety. But shook me up. I realized, it was kind of an urban hike, but still, it didn't. 3 huge domestic dogs, unleashed, nobody about. At least 2 of them running together. Come, Talk, come. And at least one of them willing to be somewhat aggressive or wanting to check us out at least. It might have been perfectly friendly, but just made me wary. I usually carry a knife. I wasn't carrying my knife. I am carrying my knife now. That taught me. I am not wearing the proper shoes, however, because going down to the machine shack thing, I had these shoes on. I had my sneakers on, and I have somewhere misplaced my waterproof hikers. I don't know if I left them in the car and didn't bring them with me on this trip, but I couldn't find them this morning yesterday when I was looking for them. So I got my little Ultras trail runners soaking wet. They're sitting on top of the dashboard trying to dry out because now all I've got is the Ultras, these flip-flops, and a pair of Ugg boots, which are actually my nighttime slippers. But we're heading back today. I am trying to stay. We went up this hill at 52 degrees. We topped the hill and it dropped to 48 degrees. We came back, we're still on the top, but we topped that hill over there that you can see in the distance actually. And that was when it was 48, it was on the top of that hill. So I think now we're just a little bit lower in elevation and we were back to 50 degrees, not 52, but 50. I'm hoping, it's inevitable. We're going to go up in elevation and it's going to get colder. I'm just hoping that I can stay in a range where I find a place to sleep tonight. I did check the weather, and it's supposed to be, I think, 48 or something in Downeyville tonight. So that was my goal. Gray Eagle was 47 or something, or actually I think it was lower than that. I think it was low 40s, low 40s, high 30s, which would be Reno temps. So, which it's about the same, probably the same elevation, same. It's on the same line, north south. I mean, it's north of Reno. It's near Portola, California. So it's going to be cold, you know. So I'm trying not to go there tonight. I'm trying to try to do that in the morning. I need to get within at least 2 hours, which I'll easily do. I think Downeyville is within 2 hours of Reno, so that I can go in the morning. But if I leave by 7, I'll be there by 9 at work time, which I will probably leave earlier. I mean, it's starting to get light by 6:30. Taki, come on, stop pulling. Taki, come on, stop pulling. This is interesting. This is a pavement, not cement, but a pavement, tarred road, but it's degrading over time here, and no one seems to be worried about clearing off any of the debris. Taki, please stop pulling. You know, I'm letting you have a nice full lead. I'm not bugging you at all. You're going back and forth, doing all sorts of stuff. So don't pull. Yeah, so this is pretty reservoir. I was thinking after I came up here and saw the dam, I was thinking of asking my mother, because my mother always used to talk about Marysville, California. But her and my father lived here when I was little. I was born in Yuba City, as I said. And we left here when I was 1.5. And I don't know if we left from Yuba City or Marysville. I think it was Marysville was where we lived. But at any rate, my father's a civil engineer, and I don't know what he was working on in this area, but he did dams. So when I came upon this dam, I thought, I wonder if my father did that dam. Was on the civil engineering firm team that did the dam. Hey, Taki, you are still pulling. And we probably should turn around and go back, although we haven't gone very far, but we've gone far enough away from, there's no one here that can help me if something comes along. But I don't know, it's the middle of the day. I think the bears are all waiting for the night to roam around, and probably, I don't know if they hibernate this early, this warm of a temperature. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not terribly afraid of wild animals. Like I said, I'm more afraid of those domestic dogs. Taki, stop pulling. All right, she really is being insistent, and she's really not paying attention, because I haven't been paying attention to her. I've just been pulling back on her instead of doing the stop and not letting her go any further. So I gotta pay attention to her and make her pay attention to me. You're so pretty. You're a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl, Taki. Could you stop pulling? You're a pretty girl who shouldn't be pulling. Could you stop pulling? And this is going down, down, down into the depths of the down. Although, I don't know. I mean, we're still way up here. Tak, you're pulling. Would you stop? Anyway, so thanks for all your attention to all my blathering. I like talking to you guys. I don't know who you are, but I like talking to you anyway. Gives me somebody to share this with. And there's like a lot of cool stuff. That looks like a burn victim. That looks like that critter, that old tree went down in a fire, doesn't it? I mean, that doesn't, I mean, I know it's rotten, but that looks like fire burn. That looks like it was burnt from the inside, actually. So that was probably a lightning strike. And there's the canopy above where he came out of. Of course, it does look like he's been here down for a long, long time, but at one point he was way up there. Look how huge he is. And now he's moldering into the earth, turning into earth, and nourishing the other guys. Wow. And there's Taki eating more grass. Come on, you gotta stop eating grass, Taki. That's enough. Stop. So anyway, thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate you. He appreciates somebody to talk to. Of course, I always talk to Taki. But I also have fun sharing her craziness with you. Taki, stop eating grass. Yeah, I don't want to go down there. That's dark and forbidding looking. I don't want to go down there. That's where the cowardly lion jumps out at us. Come on. No cowardly lion for us. I'm already a cowardly lion. Thanks again. I hope you enjoy whatever campsite this is above the, whatever dam it is above Emerald Bay Marina in between Marysville, California and Downiesville, California on the Marysville Road.